Mic check. Mic check. Yo.
Mickey Mike.
Miggity Mikes.
We go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gone.
Gone with that, we gone.
We gone.
We back.
So we are trying a new setup today, and this is the first time we got the full
Can you
roster.
tell?
The full roster back.
Yes, it's been a long
Yes, sir.
time.
Damn. Shouldn't have left you without a dope podcast to step to, I guess. But damn. Dave Chappelle's new stand-up dropped last night. Incredible. I'm not gonna go into spoilers since it's only not even been 24 hours since
2/3 of the Gone cast
has
is
dropped
seen
on
it.
Netflix.
Nomad didn't see it.
Still didn't see it yet.
It's hilarious.
Is Dave
can't wait,
Chappelle
man.
The GOAT?
The GOAT.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a GOAT.
Absolutely.
Unless
Eddie
Murphy's Netflix special that comes out. I
He's
think I'm
doing one?
sticking to
Is that official?
That's word on the street. And this is the street I'm talking about. Nomad Street.
Hey, hold on, man.
Can't be dropped.
I am not.
Anyways, it's rumored that he's doing a Netflix special for whatever ungodly amount of number that it is.
Jeez.
And hopefully he does. Hopefully they make him do 2, just because I'm being selfish.
When he was on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, he had kind of uttered some sentiments that
He wants to do it, yeah.
Well, he's said that for years. He said that at least for the last few years.
But what was the report? I have to fucking Google. Yeah, good job being ready. For
Good
it.
job being prepared.
Yeah, good job.
First segment, we had nothing prepared.
Yeah, good. Credit
We
cards.
But what were you saying, Nomad? He's been saying this for some time, right?
Yeah.
He said that a few times in a few different interviews. I've seen him say that he wants to get back in. And I've also heard other comedians who are close with him and other people who have talked with him say the same thing on live interviews and whatnot.
Right.
And this has been at least over the last couple years.
I don't think there's any other comedian that has 2 back-to-back on fire comedy stand-up specials and then gone away for such a long period of time.
But the thing is, his movie career blew up. Like he was he was it in the 80s.
He said in that Comedian in Cars Getting Coffee, like
especially for like black actors, he was like the guy.
He didn't find
That's
like
what he was saying.
it didn't call him. You know, like he just didn't have the urge or it didn't feel right. I don't know what his specific words were, but he was just saying that it just wasn't.
What he said in that too is what most comedians say is like when they do specials, they have to go out and do small clubs first and test material.
Right.
And they want to make sure their jokes are working before they go do an hour special.
Jokes, hours to warm up.
Yeah, you gotta check. You gotta go to like the small clubs.
I think one of the biggest things that probably caused him to kind of stop, because if you it was kind of groundbreaking
Yeah.
the way he as a young comedian, the way he came out and did his thing, right? So in order for him to do it, you have to have integrity. You got to kind of keep things the same way. And then he signed the contract with Disney. So if you think about it, once he signed that contract with Disney,
Makes sense.
now you have all these movies, the Clumps and all these kid movies.
Shrek.
Now you have a whole bunch of children. I think that may have kind of slowed his passion, not even passion, but his,
Maybe now that his
toward
kids
that.
are more grown, it's put him in a different spot.
Definitely.
Where he can come back to being like raw.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
The thing is, man, like
70
for
million.
him to come back after
70
so
million.
long,
You have to come back for that.
in order for it to work,
shit.
he has to get in front of the microphone and be straight up about a lot of things. You
Right.
just have to come out and talk about what's going on.
And things that people are just genuinely wondering or interested in.
All
It can't
kinds
be.
of stuff, you know what I
He
mean?
cannot be
Just
filtered,
things.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be.
And I
able
don't
to
think he
come
will.
out
I think he, honestly, to me, he's the greatest like overall like comedian. Like you could say like stand up is Dave Chappelle.
So you're saying that if Eddie Murphy comes back
and
drops
he's-
something that is
This is saying specials, so that's plural. Specials. This said. This is on IndieWire, so this could be. I don't know if that's a reputable website, but this is common. The 70 million is the number I remember hearing
that's
for
that,
specials. So that may be plural. If he has 2 bangers, comes out the gate with 2 bangers. Now he has 4 on his resume.
That's a big if.
That's
I mean,
it, but I have
that's
faith in Eddie Murphy because I'm a little biased. I love Eddie Murphy.
Look, Eddie Murphy
But-
is just as funny as he was the day.
Yeah,
You know.
but he hasn't done stand up, so it's a different.
Right. And that to me, I think that's just takes the work.
Yeah,
work up.
Yeah.
It's a different
believe
animal.
if-
But right
Eddie-
now, I'll say Dave Chappelle's the GOAT.
When it comes to
The good
stand-ups, man, you know what? When it comes to stand-ups, you gotta think about George Carlin, man.
Yeah,
George
Carlin.
Carlin was insanely
Carlin's one of my favorites,
talented.
too.
Because you have to think about the stuff that he used to,
that still rings true
that he
today.
would have loaded up here.
He
Like
has
when
a-
he starts talking
Yeah.
and he gets into his like,
I feel like Dave is at that
His
point where
delivery
he's,
and shit. Yeah.
where Dave is dropping gems on people. Like a lot of times, especially in these last couple specials on Netflix, I don't know if it's just because I've grown as an individual, but it's not a lot of times on the jokes I don't get the immediate laugh as I used to because I'm just thinking. Like he puts me in this thought process where I'm like, I'm just grinning the whole time and I'm thinking about what he's saying. And then
Yeah.
every now and then he'll have a punchline where I just break out in laughter.
Yeah.
But that's similar to the George Carlin, and it's like, it's just dope just to see him touch on like all these different topics. I won't go into them specifically, but just to segue into some things, because it's so funny the way that he's actually talking about cancel culture. He's talking about
Yeah.
how people are just feeling so butthurt about all these different things, and then like right on time, there's so many articles that came out today about that specifically, and there was this Vice had wrote an article, and the title of the article is "Who would have thought that the transphobic jokes would be the hill that such a smart, talented comedian needs to die on?" And I'm like, what?
That's just like
How
if you-
out of
if-
touch can you be as
as a
Vice?
human.
Yeah,
As a human, fuck just Vice, because Vice has gone off the fucking deep end.
and it's all these. It's a bunch of salty people where it's like I know he made fun of the Michael Jackson victims. I won't go into the details.
Yeah.
But one of their lawyers had said, although Mr. Chappelle is entitled to his opinions, however misinformed they may be, it's unfortunate that he has chosen to use his platform to shame sexual abuse victims and spread his ignorance of sexual abuse and the way it's perpetrated upon children in an attempt to resurrect his career. Resurrect his career.
oh wow, who said this?
How
A lawyer for one of
salty and
the,
out of touch can you be?
Listen, first of all,
victim.
the lawyer's representing James Safechuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's already
Well,
says.
James Safechuck and the other kids.
He's representing
Wade,
both of them?
Wade Robson. No, I think this is Wade's lawyer, but yeah, Safechuck
Okay.
had said something similar.
Right. So
It's a fucking stand up. It's like don't watch a stand up then ever. If you're not that's the whole if you listen to Comics Talk, that all they say is they have to be able to take risks and say things that
Bro,
And Dave
comic
keeps doing
They-
that,
Yeah.
which is beautiful.
They-
And
And
he
it's
keeps
like-
pushing it. He keeps
yeah.
pushing it.
I hope he doesn't stop.
yo, bro, they
He's not
did you see what they did to Mario Lopez?
No.
No.
What happened to AC
Did you
Slater?
hear? Did you hear what Mario Lopez said and how they reacted?
No.
What
I
did
wish
he
you
say?
had. Could you pull it up? It's basically along.
Pull it up, Frank.
AC Slater.
The world is fucking crazy
Absolutely.
because there was nothing that he said. I just couldn't.
that warranted anything
I
that
just-
he got.
I just don't understand what's happening right now, man.
When did this happen?
Yo,
It was maybe a couple weeks ago. Mario Lopez, some gay child
he
comment.
made a
something
gay
like that.
joke or something.
No, he didn't. He basically said, along the lines of, I think 3 or 6 years old is too young for a child to say that they identify
yeah.
as another race,
Completely.
another sex, and for the parents who, you know what I mean?
That's a rational thought. How is that?
Exactly. The way, I can't give it to you the way he said it. It was more rational.
This is
than-
what he said, quote, "My God, if you're 3 years old and you're saying you're feeling a certain way and think you're a boy or a girl or whatever the case may be, I think it's dangerous as a parent to make that determination." Which
Absolutely true.
I just,
Right. To
Yeah,
a
I don't
normal
understand
person,
how-
to a normal person in this world.
If you're in high school and you start feeling some type of way, then it's a different thing.
that's different. But if
you're 3 years old, you have no idea what you even feel.
and what he's talking about as a parent, like, why are you talking about a 3-year-old's sexual orientation? It's a fucking 3-year-old.
First of all, our orientation shouldn't even be like
Yeah.
thought about until after you go through puberty.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
It's a fucking
the
3-year-old.
What the problem is the way that they destroyed him. The media,
Right.
Yeah.
the people, the mass. So I don't know, whatever. You
Cancel
Outrage
culture.
Cancel culture.
Exactly. The way they treated him for that, they made him
Right.
apologize.
Yeah. And
they
there's
made
no, there's
him
nothing that,
apologize for that.
nothing that says that you would need to apologize after that statement. Nothing.
It just shows you.
Somebody.
It
one
makes
of the-
you think like how scary the world is that we're living in now. Like,
Yeah,
what
man.
the fuck? Yo, but to go on, the reason I brought that stuff up about the woman that wrote the Vice article is because the reactions that she got shit on, deservingly so, in the comments. Because I was like, I really have to look in the comments of this thread and see if there's anyone agreeing with her.
Device
And
lady.
luckily, barely anyone was. And Michael Rappaport, he was tweeting and saying, you know, he ain't dying and you ain't killing him. I'm canceling your bum ass Taylor. You're politically correct hipster. Nobody gives a shit what you think about comedy. And then tweeted again, yo, you got 100 comments telling you your shit's trash. Show your shit is actually trash. That's a new record. And even on the other TMZ article that spoke about the victims of the Michael Jackson stuff, it was the same type of tone where all the comments were just trashing the people that are writing the articles, which was a relief. Because I was like, all right, these people may write articles, but it does not mean that they're speaking for us. With that said, I got to do a camera check. We're back. We're kind of bootlegging this whole thing or on the fly until we get some
Stick with us.
stable type of technology around us. We are just, we're winging it. This is the Gone Cast. What do you expect?
That's a fact.
But yeah, but like I was saying, just touching on like at least all these people that are writing these columns, and however liberal or however far right or far left or far hipster you want to be, the common thread is showing you don't speak for people.
Yeah. That.
You can have a right to put your opinion out there, but clearly everyone in this comment thread is letting you know you're out of touch.
Yeah.
Not Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. It's so true. And I wonder, like, you know what? Like a person like that wouldn't even go back. Wouldn't even reconsider their thoughts.
Right.
They wouldn't even reconsider. Am I being like? Am I reaching here? Do you know what I mean? Am I reaching for clicks? Because that's basically what it is.
But that a part of me, I was like, maybe they justified it and they won. Because maybe, do you think that they're conscious
Why?
of
It's
like,
'cause
I'm
people
just gonna
disagree?
make people pissed off to respond to this?
Well, I think that's what a lot of the cancel culture.
You win, but you lose. Because her article had a bunch of responses and replies to it. But her as a person, it's all negative stuff. So you're winning and you're losing.
Just the ego to think you can quote unquote cancel somebody
right.
is a problem. That's it. You have a huge ego that you're fulfilling with your words, with your rhetoric, with your bullshit. You're really basically trying to sway other people's opinion with yours instead of
Exactly.
just saying your opinion.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of bullshit, man. It's a lot of funny little shit. Like you know, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
What was the title of her article?
The title of the article was over here. This is the headline that she wrote for it.
Who would have thought that transphobic jokes would be the hill that such a smart, talented comedian needs to die on?
And then she followed up and she was saying the special takes the comics anti-wokeness shtick to a new level. And the whole thing is repetitive and exhausting enough that is a slog to even make it to the Q&A.
Anti-wokeness. What the fuck does that even mean?
That's anti-jokeness.
That's anti-fucking goneness. We encourage people to be gone, but not that gone.
Yo, please.
That's gone.
Anti-jokeness.
Anti-wokeness?
And there's a Q&A at the end of this new special, which was it was a perfect touch on it. And I just think he should continue to do this for his next specials. If he, you know, continues to roll them out in the same fashion, I would be delighted.
Yeah.
But the Q&A was great because like it just made me want to go to a Dave Chappelle concert. Like
They're a little too expensive for my taste.
well, he opens up the epilogue, the Q&A with that joke specifically. That's the one thing I will ruin for you, man. Is that he says the whole show took place in Georgia, the special, and then the Q&A was from a show in New York, and he's like, y'all motherfuckers paid way too much for this shit.
Yeah. That's the one. Remember, I was talking about going to that, and I looked at the tickets.
We looked up tickets.
Oh.
It's just it
I
sucks
love
that we
you,
live
man.
here in New York
I can't do that.
Exactly.
I'm not paying for that.
because the demand and the deep pockets of people over here that
And
willing
yeah, he's
to
not.
pay it, it's unfair.
Yeah. I mean, get that money.
How much
dude.
were the tickets?
Over 200.
Listen. No. Well, but you want to know something? I've said this probably before, and I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but for a very long time, Dave Chappelle has been one of my favorite people on earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Dave.
I agree with that.
I can't. Yeah.
I
Can't disagree.
follow. He's and I'm talking since the '90s. I love Dave.
Yeah,
When he was Silly Dave, before the stand-up,
half
Doing
baked.
he was
Robin
my
Hood,
guy.
Men in
I
Tights.
watched Men in Tights 30 times just to hear him say, "Hey, Blinken."
Abe Lincoln.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, he didn't say Abe Lincoln. He said, "Hey, Blinken."
Hey.
Yeah.
What was his coming out?
His name was
you think it
Achu.
half baked. Or you think it was
Well, the first time, no. Well, what do you mean? When you say coming out, what do you mean?
like
when
where
he-
you're like, oh shit, this guy he's now the lead and he's now like
the
that
Chappelle
dude.
show.
Well, obviously.
But
yeah.
for me,
Half baked. Half baked was,
I think
well,
it's
Half Baked he became
Was before
okay. That's
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's dope.
right.
He's Half Baked and Chappelle show was two different eras
Yeah.
of his career.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this years apart.
But that's
right?
what he's saying. Like when was like it was like Dave Chappelle's now in the forefront, and
Chappelle show.
that has to be.
That's the Chappelle show.
Well, the
Yeah.
Chappelle show is what blew him up.
No.
No,
That Chappelle show is what took him. Trust me, I watched Dave
Yeah.
since the first time I saw Dave
I-
on Def Comedy Jam. I saw that shit live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Him and Chris Tucker, their first appearances. I remember watching that shit, and it didn't take the public or the people to bring that back around. It was, did you see that motherfucker that was on Def Comedy Jam named Chris Tucker? And then you watch the tape 30 times over. And then next thing you know, he's blowing up.
Yeah.
It was like that with Dave as well. But it was the Chappelle show that blew him up.
Yeah.
That was what took everybody by storm.
Chappelle
Yeah.
show was a different monster, man.
It was too early for it. It was ahead of its
I
time.
remember being in high school,
I don't
just
think
like
it
it was
was-
the biggest thing. Like,
I don't think it was ahead of his time. I think
nah,
it was right on time.
It was right
It
on
was
time.
right
That's
on
why
time.
it was so big.
But the reason it had to end was because the Barack Obama era began right when that ended.
Yo, get into that. Can
Ahead
we
of this-
talk about? I don't know too much about this. I don't know if you know, but
The
I feel like
conspiracy?
you do know a little bit more than I do, as far as like really what led to him.
Listen, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I know, but I kind of know where your question was going, and sometimes I get like,
Nah, please do cut me
listen,
off.
I'm
I'd rather you
gonna
take-
say like this.
say what you feel comfortable saying, and then
Well,
just-
I don't know anything that I don't feel comfortable saying.
Do you want me to
I
say
just
the
know-
conspiracy theory? The conspiracy?
I know that, but that I've got on the internet anyway.
Right.
But okay, you know certain things, and then you hear certain things. But then when you read between the lines and you listen to what Dave had to say, then that'll fill in the rest
You
of the
could
kind of gaps,
you could connect
right?
the dots.
Dave said, Barack Obama called me. You ever heard that?
No.
He said that on stage. You can find it. He said, Barack Obama called me. And I answered the phone. Hello, Senator. Senator Barack Obama called him and said, we need you to stay out of the spotlight.
That's the conspiracy, yeah.
No, that was the conspiracy. That's what the story had always been. And then
That he's,
Dave
putting black people in
told
negative
that
light.
story on stage. He said, Barack Obama called me. He just told that. But if you take what Dave said, and you look at what Dave did, and you put everything in perspective, and you watch what happened, then you kind of make sense of it.
Yeah.
Dave has also slid on stage and said, listen, there are things I wish I could talk about, but I just can't tell you. I saw him live say that on stage. I can't. When he did that, he was at Radio City. It wasn't when he did the bunch of dates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Dave said it. Now look, man, Dave is incredible. Dave is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? I owe him from what I've gained from him, I owe him the benefit of the doubt. And I owe him, how can I put this? I'm trying to articulate this. Like, I give that, you know what I mean? Like, I give that today because I feel like I kind of know who he is. And, you know, he gives us.
Exactly. He gives us enough of himself.
Right.
Sorry for these alarms going off if you're listening in. It's just a good way for us to keep up with the camera that we have that we got to keep rebooting. But regarding. With that said, let me just go do it now.
To answer your question, that was a long time ago. I do think Dave Chappelle, in terms of stand-up,
GOAT.
is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But that's contingent on Eddie Murphy.
Right, because
2 new specials.
Eddie Murphy is, man, he's probably one of the most talented human beings in the fucking industry.
Yeah.
He can play all these
The
parts.
roles.
He can do the voices.
Yeah.
Does the acting.
There's a reason he has the
Masterful
reputation he has.
stand-up. A musician.
Yeah.
He's playing instruments now. He making music. He's a musician and he trained himself. That's talent, bro. You know what I'm saying? He always dabbled in the music. You know what I'm saying? You could tell. You can always tell. Just like how Lil Duval got the big hit. But if you look back, he always played around with the music the same way Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been in him. And then he went and he trained himself to play, you know.
And he got so much fucking money.
Probably one of the most talented humans in the industry.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Like, you guys excited for Coming to America too?
Yes, definitely.
I am, but I'm also
I am.
I'm
changing my tone on this.
Are you?
I am, because
the way I
got
look,
excited when I heard about it.
I know.
Just because of like, you know how Eddie's been recently. It's just not the same. But I don't know, something about watching that episode with him on Jerry Seinfeld.
Yo,
show.
listen.
And something about when I heard the people that are gonna be featured in it, I was like, there was a couple more people that are gonna be featured in this, and it has to be funny just because you can't be on that set in that environment around that many funny people, and none of that is gonna translate onto the camera. Like, I think it's one of those situations like Life, like the movie, the way they shot Life. Like, you can't be around that many funny people and the movie not be funny.
Life is probably my favorite comedy of all time.
It's one of my top movies.
It's top. It's top.
Harlem Nights is like that too, man.
Top 3 comedies.
Because it's a movie. It's not just a comedy.
You ever watch Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Nah, I've never seen it. I've seen scenes, but I've never seen from beginning to
watch
end.
Harlem Nights too.
Yeah.
I will. In it. Everybody's in it.
Yeah.
Rich and Red Fox and Eddie Murphy all together. And
that's when Eddie Murphy was like on his rise.
Yeah,
that was late 80s,
very raw Eddie, and I believe it's still there, man. Listen, I was watching The Comedian and Cars, and you
Great
just
show.
Look at them, and he's just sitting there, and then he looks over, and just like that, he comes up with the funniest shit. I mean, when he started to talk about when he just looked, and it's like homeless people must have so much, what is that, disdain for campers. Remember that? And, that shit was, and it was just like that. He just had a light list. And that's what came to his mind. You know what I mean? Like, these men are brilliant.
Yeah, I think like there's certain people that are just naturally funny like Eddie. And I think find that show that certain episodes are good because I look to see certain people. Because just me as a person, I appreciate what Jerry Seinfeld has done with the Seinfeld show. I feel like he's a good writer. I feel like he's a better writer than like, I feel if you put him in a person, if you put that person in a room, I feel like he's normal. Like, his funniness is just very normal to me. Like, I don't think Jerry Seinfeld would stand out to me in a room of just people having a regular conversation. But give that guy a pen and a pad, give him some time to think. I think he's very witty the way he constructs things. He's a professional. He knows how to execute things. He knows how to put things together clearly. And he knows how to take people that are talented around him, like Michael Richards, Jason Alexander, Dreyfus, and bring the best out of them. And I think that's his gift. I think more so than him just being like an Eddie Murphy, where you're just hanging out with him and like he'll just have you laughing all day.
I think he would. I think he would. I think Jerry Seinfeld would have people laughing.
You don't ever see him and it just like feels forced sometimes. Like even like when he laughs, like he's like forcing a laugh. Maybe this.
Maybe it's some of the he didn't have as good as connection with those.
That's
comedians
true. I feel like
on those.
there's certain episodes where he feels more comfortable because he knows the people he's on there with.
Yeah.
Like there was one with
Ricky Gervais. One
Martin.
they have a good banner going back and
Martin's
forth.
been on one?
No, not Martin Lawrence. I'm Martin Sheen, I think.
Martin Sheen is a funny dude, man.
Is that his name? The guy that did Jiminy Glick? You know who I'm talking about?
Mm.
Yo, he's hilarious. This is one of the most underrated funny people. He's an old white dude. But like you could just tell that they have a rapport together and
It's
like
a better
it's
show.
just more comfortable, you know? Because there's also guys that go on there and it's like, I know that they're trying to deliver because they're on this platform now. So they're kind of trying to bring up things instead of just doing something on the fly the way Eddie would. You know?
Yeah, Eddie was just chilling, and it was just like
Eddie Murphy
He
to
didn't
me.
have to even because he doesn't have to prepare to be Eddie Murphy.
Right. He
He
is
is
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie.
Exactly.
He's been Eddie, you know.
Yeah.
It's not something he turns on and off.
Excuse me. On another note, kind of along the lines of what you were saying, my mom has said several times, and I've also heard other people say that in a room together, like around, Charlie is way funnier than Eddie. Charlie has always been funnier than Eddie. And
In a natural setting.
in a natural
in a
scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, it always been about he tells these stories.
Well,
I
even
heard
Dave
that
tells
from
stories
my
about
mom.
Charlie.
Right, I heard that from my mom before he told the true Hollywood stories on Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
pardon me, I'm spitting.
Nah, you good.
This is a real thing.
Joe Rogan would talk had Charlie Murphy on his podcast, and he had stories from that too.
I gotta go back and watch that one.
I remember.
I do too. I don't
And
remember
Joe
that.
Rogan I think I've heard Joe Rogan speak on Charlie Murphy before, saying he has great stories, but I know he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Hearing Joe Rogan speak about Dave too, recently I saw that clip,
Yeah.
and how much fun it is to go on tour with Dave. It was just so refreshing because I feel like Dave is really that authentic person too, and you know it, and you could. It's completely evidence of this last stand up he just did, the special, that he's just gonna keep pushing the envelope and just keep being Dave Chappelle,
He's not,
and like that's how he is all the time.
he's not going to conform to a certain
Exactly.
wokeness.
And he just hasn't lost the love for it. Like nothing has faded. It seems like, and that's so refreshing, man, because he's so consistent, and it's just it's a blessing that he's in that place in his life to just keep giving us the person that we want to see. You know.
So what do you think? He's the GOAT, the stand-up comedian?
Man, I haven't seen a new one, but when I saw Equanimity, I felt like, man, this guy is pure amazing. It's like it's comedy gold. Right before I talked about that, I came here on the part, or right before I saw that, or shortly before I saw that, I came in here and I talked about how he killed the Def Jam 30, the anniversary thing. How he got up and did that natural 10 minutes and killed it. He's absolutely the greatest stand-up of all time.
What about you?
I think it's hands
He's
down.
the
I think it would be a lot, even though I think Eddie Murphy's gonna come back strong, and I feel like he's in a better place all around. This is just a gut feeling I have, just based off of little things I've seen and heard. It would take a lot for him to still jump into where Dave is right now. And it's crazy to say because Eddie Murphy's 2 for 2, but that's part of the thing that's like hurting him too, because Dave has just had so much work out there.
It took a while.
Like, he's just been out there delivering nonstop over past 2 decades, and Eddie Murphy hasn't done this in almost 3 decades.
Well, the thing is, if we're talking about stand-up, I don't think it's even close.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because, like for instance, you could drop 10 fantastic albums.
Yeah.
Or, you got this guy who's phenomenal. But it won't compare. It doesn't compare. Like, you have to look at everything. And when it comes to Eddie, you have to look at the whole body of work. Because that's where Eddie, but then he also has comedy albums, I believe, Eddie. So
I have to look into that.
Yeah. Eddie
I know
has,
about the special.
I believe he has a comedy album because at that time,
Those are throwbacks.
right? you know, people wasn't knocking specials out like you can knock them out today.
Right.
Also, same as albums. You could look and say, man, back in the days, so-and-so, they dropped an album every 2 years. Well, it took a lot to make an album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You production, you gotta find the studio, you know, and at that time.
It wasn't home studio.
Right. Now,
yeah.
we could do our own stand-up right now, right here.
Exactly.
I'll add the laugh track.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we can drop 10 a year because it's easy to do. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't speak to whether who's talented or who isn't.
That's a great
You
point.
know?
That's a great point.
Because you can do it. Because look at Kevin Hart. They say people write those jokes. They say the Plastic Cup Boys
He has help.
come up with the jokes together, and that's how they can drop
So much content.
But you look at Dave, you can't write what Dave is talking about. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't write that. If somebody wrote Dave's jokes and he went on stage to say them,
You would know.
Because so much of it is the way he delivers.
right. I mean, maybe give him an idea for a joke or something. You know what I mean? But who's thinking like Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Well, you said this on the last
understand, like-
I
podcast.
know exactly what you mean.
You said this on the last podcast. Comedians have like the best train of thought. Like you looked at comedians for like.
We said this on the last podcast that we did.
Yeah.
And I was saying just politically, and I think Dave hit it on the head, and even some things that he said in the Q&A, and what about this and Trump, and he's like, listen, it's not about Trump, and like, it just, all the things that he was saying, like, I subscribe to, and it goes forth to, what I say to you, I said, if Joe Rogan came out with a political party, I'm signing up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not Democratic, not Republican, Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm going Rogan, because all of my political beliefs are the same as Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, Andrew Schultz, Patrice O'Neill. Why do I feel
Yes, that's
like these people speak for us better than any politician?
Yes, that.
Right.
That they represent what regular people are thinking and what seems more logical than what any politician is trying to drum up.
But won't, yeah. Most people, they're afraid of their own thoughts. They won't.
And nothing is ever too far or too left with them, and they all like feel individually about certain topics the way any normal person should.
Yeah, exactly.
And you shouldn't be able to, hey, I'm signing up to the left. I'm subscribing to everything they believe in.
Yeah.
I'm signing up for the right. I'm subscribing to everything they believe in.
That's how most people
fantasy.
are. That's how most people are.
It shouldn't be like rooting for a sports team. Like no matter what they do, that's my guy.
And it seems like if you disagree with them, they're not like, well, fuck you.
Right.
You don't subscribe to my train of
they're
thought.
open to hear. Well,
Yeah.
it's probably gonna be dumb as shit anyway.
Right.
But I was surprised you said Andrew Schultz, man.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy to see Andrew starting to get the shine.
Same. And a lot of that's because Joe
for
Rogan.
years,
Yeah, he got on Joe
for
Rogan.
years I've been listening to Andrew.
Yeah.
And there was a time where Lena, my wife Lena, she hated him. She's like, why is he just so fucking dumb? Because what Andrew would do was, he pick, like he try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He used to be very like, I'm gonna try and say some shit I'm gonna get the people angry. Right? Because he's been on the Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne for years.
Yeah.
And
Great
then him and
podcast.
Charlemagne,
That's a great podcast.
they got into like they had I think it's called the Exorcism of Andrew Schultz or some shit like that, or like the something. And they had a conversation where they damn near argued about it on the podcast.
I gotta listen to that.
And ever since then, Andrew has just been less trying to annoy you and more just normal. And for months, I told Lena, yo, Andrew is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
You
Smart
should hear
dude.
the shit he's saying.
Yeah.
Now that he's not
Trying to antagonize.
saying so much shit that's annoying me that I don't even make it that far,
Yeah.
I actually get to hear what Andrew was saying, and he fastly became
They're-
one of my favorites.
That Brilliant Idiots podcast is fucking awesome.
I feel
If
it
you catch the
normalized-
right one.
Yeah.
Because if you catch one where they have like the girls on there all wax,
Yeah.
it's just dumb. Like
I haven't listened to enough of it, but
I fuck with it.
I feel like it
I
normalized
do. I
Charlemagne.
definitely
I fuck with it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, that Charlemagne almost seems a
I've been on that for
little.
years though, so I never look at it like that. From my perspective of Charlemagne is different because
From
of the
Power.
podcast.
Yeah, it's different.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But you
Exactly.
didn't have that. So when and it's interesting because I've been listening to that for so long now that I forget about the period that I had here, where my thoughts about Charlemagne was just like,
Right.
based on
It
power.
changed the way. If I saw Charlamagne walk down the street, the first thing I'd be like, yo, I love what you did on Brilliant Idiots or Joe Rogan. That's dope. Keep doing that. Like, I wouldn't even bring up Power 105.
Breakfast
And if you
Club.
asked me about Breakfast, like, Charlamagne, like, 5 years ago, I'd be like,
It'd be a different, yeah.
I mean, it's not in a negative way. I'll just be like, all right, whatever. He's Charlamagne. He's playing his part. He's getting his
Yes.
money. He is who he is on that show. And I think, like, some things that he used to say I'm Vlad that I could fuck with or subscribe to. But a lot of times, I just knew he was there to spice it up. You know what I mean? He's got to say something spicy.
Yeah.
Because that's his position.
That's
That's
his
what
role,
ratings
yeah.
are. That's how
Yeah.
entertainment is played.
That's his role.
Even on these sports shows, it doesn't matter if you both agree with a topic. If the first guy says something, you got to
You
pick the
have to-
other
yeah,
thing
you have
because
to.
that's what drums up the ratings.
That goes into pre-production. Before the fucking show starts, they're like, all right, I'm going this angle. I'm going at that angle.
It's only entertainment.
Yeah.
Like it's
It
really
yeah.
it really is. And so I understand that. I'm able to understand like where like all that comes from and what the intention is. But I just feel like it made me appreciate him a lot more just as a person. Like just seeing him. And even if, you know, my career goes as a musician where I would have to do a press run, if I came out with an album and I got the right looks and they were like, go on Power 105, I'd be like, nah, actually can you contact Charlamagne? I want to go on his Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Yeah.
Because I would want to do that more as a bucket list thing in my life anyway. And number two, it would just play to my audience anyway. My audience don't care about Power 105 anyway.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad y'all listen to Brilliant Idiots now. Man. But you know the funny thing, I just started listening to Joe Rogan.
Oh, I've been on Rogan for a while.
Man, I wish I would, cause I've been on
Joe Rogan forever.
Right,
Yeah.
and the thing is, I would always hear you guys say that like during the podcast, you know. And now that I listen to Rogan,
He
there's
has-
nothing better.
He
I
has,
love Joe Rogan.
yeah, he has the best. Like he doesn't have one certain guest. He has like people that,
Most interesting lineup.
yeah, like
Right,
from fucking
and he'll
scientists.
kick it with everybody the
Yes,
same.
yeah. That's why he has the best podcast. Cause he can go to any room, and fucking talk to anybody.
And he don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's just
And he's looking at you like, I'll fuck you up anyway.
he's naturally
Like,
he's naturally
he has
curious.
that look on his face where he'll kick your ass. Like,
When you see an interviewer ask questions, sometimes it feels like, all right, they're asking a question from a list. All right, so your album come out, whatever it is. He's like engaged, like
He
he's
wants to know.
Yeah, he's fucking.
asking you because he wants to
Yeah,
know.
he's super curious, and that's what makes his podcast the best.
and he don't hold punches either. He's gonna tell you exactly.
Yeah,
how
or if he
feels.
disagrees, yeah.
If he
Yeah.
disagrees, he's gonna let.
Listen, not every. He's got like over 1,000 of them, so not every one of them is great,
Yeah.
obviously. But it's
And a
just,
lot of them are 3 hours long.
yeah. But he has the best podcast, and it's not even close. That's why he probably makes more from that than he does from his stand-up.
Because he has scientists,
Well, he has a
rappers,
huge name.
fighters, politicians, conspiracy theorists, like you name it.
Comedians will say when you go, the Joe Rogan effect of going on his podcast.
Yeah, they call
Yeah.
it Joe Rogan. That's what Andrew called it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because when I saw it, you know, I'm like, Joe Rogan. You know, Joe Rogan.
Dude, he gets like an
Joe
average.
Rogan, from Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
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 Joe Rogan, you turn out the lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Tyrone
Wait,
Williams.
he was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe was
back
on
in the
there.
day.
Oh
The
shit,
first-
that's right.
That's
The
how
first
that's how they know
episode.
each other for like.
From there, right?
So the
That's
first
right.
episode.
Tyrone Biggums was on
Yeah.
that shit. When he walked
Fear
on,
Factor.
like
Fear Factor.
he did like
Yeah.
some crazy shit, right? I need crack. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ellie Penis. He was.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
yo
eating-
yeah, he was eating that.
This is delicious. This is delicious, Joe Rogan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That shit was dumb funny.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this stand up. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy
I'm
it.
so excited, man.
You're gonna thoroughly enjoy it. I think I recommend that for every American.
And I want to watch it, and I'm gonna not watch it for like 2 years, so I can let it be all brand new again.
Yeah. Shit, sometimes it only takes a year.
Yeah.
What else we got? The Little Brother album dropped, and I have to say, when we're talking about things that really, really just I thoroughly enjoyed as a fan, this, you know, to have the Little Brother album drop like this, and then Dave Chappelle drop a special like this in the same week, that just made my fucking week.
Hey man.
I have not heard this album.
I'm a big Little Brother
I
fan,
know,
and the
you
way that
always-
they went back to it, like in the first skit with Peter Rosenberg. Shout out to Peter Rosenberg for being on that UBN skit.
That was Rosenberg, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And the way they went back to it, and it just felt like, oh my God, it like took me back to a place where I was in college listening to them and listening to the minstrel show, and the chills I used to get from listening to Little Brother, like back in the day, like almost 10, I don't even know how long ago that was, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, or like, it just brought me back to a time when I was driving around in my Altima and just listening to them all the time, working at the golf course, and I was just like, damn, this feels like they made it back then, but the content of it is just everything they're going through in their life right now. It was beautiful, man. I never seen a group really take off 10 years and then come back with an album that felt so right. And I don't know, I really love the shit out of that album. But I think, here's a quick review to touch on it. The LP manages to live up to Little Brother's lofty standards. 9 years after saying goodbye with 2010's left back, damn, so almost 10 years. 2010's left back, Fonte and Pooh managed to pick things up like they never left. Of course, the entertainment industry is filled with reboots and revivals that fail to live up to the original, but Little Brother's fifth album is the needle in the haystack, a return of outstanding merit. And I couldn't agree with that more. They gave it 4.4 out of 5, and I think that was Hip Hop DX. So shout out to Hip Hop DX. And I didn't even know it was coming out. I didn't know it was dropping. I had no clue, and I'm a fan. I was just completely out of the loop. I saw Fonte tweet it one night randomly. I'm like, hold on.
And yeah, that's what happened with Dave Chappelle's stand-up last night. I saw tweets about it, but
My boy texted me, yo, Dave Chappelle's new stand-up is hilarious. And it's my boy that's like always late on stuff. I was like, oh, you got to check the other one when you're sitting down too. I thought he was talking about the one that came out a year ago.
yeah.
And then this morning I hit him back. I was like, yo, there was a new one that dropped last night. He's like, I know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, damn, my bad, I'm gone. Shit.
I haven't heard this
felt
Little Brother
that,
album.
I actually felt like what you feel now is what I felt like when Tribe dropped a new album
Mm.
and then a new Star Wars movie came out.
Mm.
That shit for me was like mind blowing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember saying like, damn, the only thing now is like if Bruce Lee had another movie in the cut that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's the only thing now
That
that
would
could
be
really,
dope.
you know, yo, that Little Brother album was so good. I only listened to
Yeah.
it once. And I can't wait to bang that shit again. Because the crazy thing was, I listened to it, but I wasn't expecting that shit to be that fire.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, you know, Little Brother, I knew it would have been good, but I didn't know it was gonna be exactly almost like the old stuff, the skits, everything.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
like, yo, this shit is crack. Like I didn't expect all of that. So I'm getting ready
But this
to
statement
play a bunch of it.
is true. The entertainment industry is filled with reboots and revivals
Especially now.
that fail
more
to
than
live
ever.
up. It is like fucking an epidemic
And when you talk about,
of shit like
I
that.
mean, hip hop's doing it all the time. Everyone you know,
Remaking songs, and beats.
everyone's also remaking their classic album that came out. Even,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even. This is a bad example to use, but even Rick Ross using the same title.
Port of Miami too.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's a terrible example to use as far as content because I think Ross has been consistent, and this is not. He's using it to drum up some more press. He's just using it because I guess he felt that way about it.
Well, also,
But you know how many old rappers were coming out and oh I gotta make AZ, I gotta make Do or Die too. Or
Yeah.
Raekwon, I gotta make Cuban Links too, and everything just felt like
It sets you up for failure, man, off
Yeah.
top, because it's never gonna be.
You can't live up to that shit.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
That's
what kind of scares me, or scared me about coming to America too.
Exactly.
That's
There's no
That's-
way that they
that's-
can.
that's why like when I heard it, I was like I wasn't as super excited about it.
But listen.
I'm still
It
gonna
will
watch
be the
it.
same
Obviously.
characters, the same people. So it's not like they're making it and it's like some other shit. They're bringing everybody back.
I
right?
know, besides
So-
the mother who died.
As long as
Rest in peace.
is she
But-
right, huh?
Yeah.
She ain't have,
I think
she only
that-
had 10 lines in them. Well, nah, because when he threw her back in that seat,
Yeah.
whoo!
Or just- Yeah, or just her like
that shit was hilarious. Yeah.
Or- yeah.
That part was funny to me. But she didn't have many lines. Nah, she did.
but yeah, like
Mother.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Terrible.
horrible.
I didn't even see it, but I heard it was so bad.
It was horrible.
Was that the one with the different? Because then they drop a Dumber and Dumber 2, and then
they dropped the Dumber and Dumber or whatever the fuck it was.
9 out
called.
of 10 of them suck when you take that much time off. The only thing right now that I'm thinking of is Bad Boys, where they took like 10 years off.
They're doing another one of that.
That's why I brought it up. Because from the first one they did in the early 90s, I remember watching it as a little kid. Then they dropped something in the mid 2000s or whenever that was, and it was good.
Yeah.
And now they're doing
Bad Boys
3
2.
after another 10 years off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if this shit is fire, these
Bad Boys.
they need an award for that.
Bad Boys
I
2.
I got a feeling it's gonna be fire.
Bad Boys
They
2
don't
might be
fuck
better
around.
than the first
Will
one
don't
to
fuck
me.
around.
Yeah, Will
Bad
doesn't fuck
Boys
around.
2 was.
I think it's better than the first one.
But there's
Yeah,
another,
it might
there's
be.
another
Yeah.
one too.
I
There's
think
another
it is.
movie that. You know what? Rush Hour. That third one.
It wasn't great, but I thought it was
The
funny.
third one. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
I
why.
thought it was funny.
You know what went wrong with the third one? Chris Tucker. His
Yeah.
head got too big. Number one,
Literally.
Yeah.
he didn't want to work out for the movie.
Yeah.
They was asking him, "You think you want to work out?" He didn't want to work out for the movie.
I still thought he was funny,
a
though.
big star. Yeah, but Rush Hour wasn't. He's funny in Friday. He's funny in the movie with Charlie Sheen, which was a great movie, by the way.
Oh, Money Talks.
But Rush Hour,
That's
two,
That might be my favorite movie.
they had coordinated.
Rush Hour 2 is the greatest.
Fights.
Is the best one.
They had comedy. It was a brilliant movie, Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour
It's the
2
Rush Hour
is a
3.
gold standard.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to put the effort in to work out for the movie, to look good for it. Which would have slimmed him up and probably fit him into more choreographed fights like the one before.
But his comedy to me it's not the same, but it still was good.
Man, I don't know.
That's because you're just used to James Carter and like, it's just.
I thought
it might
was
have been. I
good.
gotta watch 3 again.
I thought it was
I only
good.
saw it
He
once.
was like,
Do you remember 2?
Yes.
He's
You've
like-
seen 2 a bunch of times.
Yes.
Why do you think you only seen 3 once?
Yeah.
The same reason
I seen it
only
more than
saw
once.
3
I saw it more than once
Did
because
you watch it?
it was
or
on
did
TV.
you catch it on cable? Exactly.
It was on TV a
You
lot.
caught it on cable, right?
But dude, how many movies do you go back and rewatch?
Everything that's fire, I watch it as soon as I get a chance. Every movie
I
that
feel
I've
like-
ever seen that has been that shit, as soon as I get a chance to watch it again, I'm playing that shit. Everyone, especially if
It's-
it's funny with Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
You know what
Yo,
I mean?
do me a favor. Watch
No,
Rush Hour
no.
3. Watch it again.
I think Money Talks might be
Unedited, like not on TV.
Money Talks might be.
It's funny,
so
bro.
underrated in my.
Money Talks
Money
is great.
Talks is
Money
not
Talks is great.
underrated,
I think it's one of the
man.
most underrated
I don't
comedies.
think
It's
it's
great.
underrated.
I think it's great.
just
Because everyone
Not
always says
underrated.
Friday and Rush Hour. No one ever. I don't know. Maybe that's just the man.
Well, this
the
is the
thing
thing.
that they leave it out of the conversation.
Friday.
Money
you
Talks is
can't-
better than Rush
Chris
Hour.
Tucker in Friday is raw as it gets. You can't
Right.
you can't do nothing with Friday. Rush Hour is the next level movie where he
Action.
depth.
Everyone.
But if you look
It's
at-
a family movie too. They
Right.
they killed so many birds with that stone. I remember
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater with my mother randomly, and she like loved it. you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that with a lot of movies, man.
James Carter, man. Detective James Carter.
LAPD.
It's yeah. I think watch the third one. The third one is hilarious. Watch it.
What does look really fucking good, man. Then did you see this shit for the new Terminator?
The coming
With
attraction looked pretty fire.
Sarah Connor's back.
With the new Liquid Metal
It's
Man.
not even so. Do you know what they're doing with the new Terminator movie?
Was she supposed to be come back?
Keep talking.
No.
keep talking.
The same thing that they did with
She goes back in
Halloween.
time.
Same thing they did
You
with
liked
Halloween.
Halloween?
Didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't see the
However,
new Halloween either.
what I heard
Listen,
is this
I
is what I'm
wanted
hearing.
to too, and I heard bad things.
The new Terminator movie retcons everything that happened after Terminator 2.
Yes.
So
apparently
everything-
that
that's
this
right.
movie picks up
I
after
like that.
Terminator 2.
I
When
like
you fuck
that.
up the
And all that
franchise,
other
just go
shit
back.
is just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know who did those movies, but this is the real thing. Whatever they did with Halloween, this is what they're doing with Terminator.
I got it.
But Arnold's
You know what
just
I'm
too
saying?
old. It's the same thing. They're doing another Rambo.
Man,
Like, Sylvester,
Listen.
fucking cut it out, bro.
listen,
We know you're
bro.
not killing people now.
Arnold,
You know what I mean? They're
I'm
old,
with
bro.
this new.
They're old, man.
With this
They're too
technology that they have,
I don't
I'm
even
with it.
care if they made another Rocky, man.
I'm with
I
it.
wouldn't even care.
old. You would go
'Cause-
see.
Nah, it would be ridiculous, but I'm
It's-
saying Stallone is so like he's just such a legend. Like,
They got to do another Creed.
Well, I mean, they're doing. I mean,
another-
Creed is Rocky.
That's
I
what
know,
I'm saying.
I mean, you know,
I'm just fucking around, but yo, Creed is special, man. Like
The first
think
one
about
was
having
really
a runoff
good.
from a series, and then it being potent.
I like the first one.
Like, it's
a
quality.
lot, Yeah,
hmm
I like the first one a lot.
never saw him.
Yo, the
You
first
never
one
saw
was-
either of the Creeds?
The first
I saw,
one
like
was
the
really
beginning
good.
of the first one.
Watch it.
Yeah, and not for any reason. Like I can't wait
No,
to
I know,
watch
I
the
know.
fucking movie. You know
No,
what I'm saying? I just haven't.
It's just too much shit, dude. There's so
it's
much
just too much
fucking
stuff to
shit.
watch. Oh, did you see the Breaking Bad shit?
They're
Yes.
making a movie.
Yo,
That's
did you
your
see that?
shit.
Jesse
Oh,
Pinkman
you
story.
never watched Breaking Bad?
Nah. never
Oh
seen it.
my god!
I seen
Yo.
the first
Oh
episode.
my
You
god!
never
I seen
watched
the
Breaking
first,
Bad?
the pilot.
Listen,
And that's
You
it.
gone?
It took me-
That's your favorite
it
show.
took me 2 years
That's
to watch
not-
that pilot. But after I saw the
You
second
binged
one, it took me a day to watch the rest of that shit. Yo,
Yeah.
bro, till this day, there's nothing that compares.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Never got into it.
Nothing compares to how good that shit is. Nothing.
It's not better than Game of Thrones.
Way better than Game of Thrones.
That's
I'm glad. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I'm so glad you said that.
That's blasphemy.
Listen.
That's blasphemy.
Listen.
I mean, obviously, I
Before they
haven't
did
seen-
what
I
they
haven't
did
seen
with
it.
the last season,
Well, all right, up until season 7.
Breaking Bad keeps getting better.
bro, Breaking
Every
Bad
season
is,
gets better.
yo, honestly, man, Breaking Bad that might be better than Game of Thrones, man. Story wise,
It's whoever wrote that is incredible.
yo, Breaking Bad was, man, you gotta watch that shit. It's a shame that you haven't seen that one. It's a shame. If you wasted your life watching this other shit and you haven't seen
Right.
Breaking Bad,
If you know that there's
What's
a
other
classic out
shit?
there,
anything that's other than Breaking Bad is shit compared to it.
Now that
Man, listen, I guarantee you-
that's a
You're gonna
bold
watch it
statement.
and
Listen,
say
that's
it's
crazy.
Listen, Mark,
That's
listen,
crazy
listen to
talk.
me. Listen to me.
That's crazy talk.
Get your phone,
Completely
go to
disagree.
Google, and type what's the best TV show. Before you finish typing it, you'll see Breaking Bad.
Best
I
TV
wanna
show
see it
of all
before.
time.
The best TV show. Before you finish typing in Google, you'll see Breaking Bad.
This is the best
No,
TV
no, no,
show
no,
of
no,
all
no.
time. That's all it says.
Breaking Bad right there.
What is that?
No,
Game
no,
of
no,
Thrones.
no, no, no,
Game of
Hold on,
Thrones,
no, no.
Sopranos,
Let me show you
Breaking
what
Bad.
I'm talking about. What did you just do? Let me see.
It was in the first frame though. Either way, regardless.
Best TV shows.
Come here.
That's all that pops
No,
up.
no, no,
dude.
no, no,
It was
no,
probably
no, no, no,
similar
no,
when
not
they
that.
searched it.
No, no, not like that. I'm talking about the question.
What is?
What is the best TV show?
What?
of all time.
Of all time. That's all that pops up. Fuck your Google search. Game of Thrones.
It was probably in his recent searches.
Yeah, that's why.
No,
Yeah, that's why.
no. That didn't happen. Nah,
I know what you mean.
that happened.
People at home, if you made it this far, Google what's the best TV show of all time.
Do it on your Google.
Yeah, not on your Google. 'Cause
No,
your
no, on a
Google got
computer
fucking Breaking Bad.
where they come up with the.
You got Walter White statues in your.
No,
in
no,
your
no. I didn't
closet and
Google on my
shit.
computer that.
Anyways, Game of Thrones is better than fucking.
Alright, that's not entertaining.
Yeah.
He's getting mad right now.
Alright, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Alright. Just the fact that I've heard from so many people, you just gotta get through like the first 2 seasons.
No, I don't know who. I don't know who tells you
Game
that.
of Thrones.
Who tells you that?
I've heard that
Are you-
from numerous
Are you
people.
kidding me?
Dude.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying it's accurate because I
Dude, the
have not
first-
watched
if you could do the
first,
first
if you get through the
episode,
first episode,
You'll be hooked.
Because the most
The ending of that first episode is like you're like what the
What?
fuck?
There's no better first episode than Breaking Bad.
It's better than Breaking Bad. I seen the first episode.
No, that Breaking Bad first episode.
first
that
episode,
took me
he finds
2
out
years
he's
to get
sick.
through that shit.
He finds out he's sick, right? And he goes to do his garage or some shit. I remember that shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
I don't know.
do you want? I'll tell you what happens at the end of the first episode of Game of Thrones.
that's when they
You-
push.
You
out the window.
you find out that the fucking princess of the main king in all the kingdoms, his queen, is fucking her brother, and then kicks a fucking kid who walks in on them fucking. They throw this kid out the window and he becomes paralyzed.
But don't
And-
get. But the kid happens to be.
He's not gonna watch it.
Well, of course, the kid happens to be the son of the main. So basically,
Of
you
one-
have
of
these
another
two
kingdom.
kingdoms. One kingdom visits the other kingdom,
Yes.
and when they get there, it's like, hey, you know, how you doing? So
I get
later
it.
that night,
I'll watch it. Next
They-
time I have heart surgery in like 10 years, 15 years, I'm gonna watch that shit.
bro, listen,
I'm telling you.
Game of Thrones is an incredible ride, man. It's a beautiful show. It really is.
There's
It's
no,
beautiful.
there's no
It's
better
good.
written show than Game of Thrones.
No.
It's, I'm telling you.
No, that's a
All
lie
right, all right.
because you have not seen Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something.
You know what?
I'm just as big as a science fiction fan as you, man.
I'm telling
That's
you.
We
true.
watch all that shit. We
He's
do.
a Star Wars
we watch
fan.
all that shit. We do. We do. And I cherish
You
Game
know,
of
I
Thrones.
kind of
Trust
slide
me.
out of the conversation slowly when this
I
stuff comes up.
cherish Game of Thrones. But Breaking Bad is something different, man. Breaking Bad is. But I mean, you haven't seen it, man. And that's that look of the first episode that. And you're right. But that's
first
that's
episode
the
was-
beauty of Breaking Bad.
The first episode was not good.
It was.
It was not good.
No.
And I was like,
No.
all right, I don't even really want to
When
watch
you
this right
watch the entire thing, the first episode was great. And the reason why is
I'll watch.
because-
Maybe that's why.
No. You
I will-
can't
I
just
will
watch
watch.
the episode. You gotta watch that shit. But the thing is,
now. Motherfucker, I'll watch it.
this is the crazy part, right? When I first watched Breaking Bad, I turned it on, I see Walter while I'm watching the thing, and I'm saying to myself, well, where's the guy from the cover? Right? But this is the thing. From that first episode to that last
There's
episode,
no better character
he
transformation in all
changed
of
so
history.
much.
Right.
You get to watch.
That's
I
the
could
beauty of
pinpoint
it.
the moment
That's the beauty
of
of
when
it.
he finally lost it.
So do I.
When he finally
I don't want to say it. For me, it's,
not lost it, but when
he went dark.
was when he let Shorty die.
Yes.
When
yes.
he let that
yes.
girl die, I was
Yes.
like, that is so out of his
Yes.
character.
Yes.
And from that episode on,
Yes.
he was wild in that.
Yes.
That shit.
How many
was
seasons
so-
is it?
5.
Five.
And they.
Oh, that's
are-
not bad, actually.
Man,
That's not crazy.
Let me tell you something.
I think it's
That-
season 2 or something does get a little slow at certain points.
I don't mind that, though, because that's
They're character
storytelling.
building.
That's
Character
storytelling.
building.
Man.
That's what people say about Game of Thrones. Is like there are certain episodes where it's storytelling,
Yeah.
but they're setting shit up. So I know that.
I know.
So I don't mind that.
But season 4 of Breaking Bad, it's like so fire from beginning to the end.
All right, I will watch.
I can't-
I'm not
the
gonna
thing
watch
is,
it all in
I
one
can't
weekend.
even-
Like
but
as
I
soon
will
as
I
watch.
can't
as soon as
remember.
Gus comes in,
Gus comes in way before season 4.
no, I know, but that's when all the crazy stuff.
No,
starts happening.
no, Gus. You talking about Gus? I'm thinking Mike. Mike came in
Yeah.
early.
No.
Gus came
Gus
in.
came
4.
in like season
3.
3 or something.
The
This
end of
season
3.
This-
Yeah.
It was on what channel? It was on network TV. It wasn't on like,
AMC.
AMC.
so there's like no curses and shit.
What are you talking about? Are you
Like they
kidding
say
me?
fuck and
They
shit.
they break people. They shoot people's faces off.
Yeah.
This shit
it's
is
good.
wild.
But that's
It
the
is-
thing. But they say like fuck you and
They
shit.
say
don't-
everything.
Oh, for real?
Yes, dude. That shit is raw, bro.
Because that was my issue with Sons of Anarchy. It was like a bunch of bikers killing people, but
Wait, they
not
didn't
once
curse
did they
in
say
Sons of Anarchy?
they said shit and
I never
that's it.
watched it.
They never said fuck. It's on FX. You
Dude,
can't say fuck.
Sons of Anarchy is good.
It is good. It
Sons
is
of
good.
Anarchy is real good.
It is
That
really
shit was-
good.
Yo,
They
that
did a spin-off.
last season, they motherfuckers
They-
went on a 7-episode killing spree.
The way they ended it was
that
awesome.
shit was Yo, Sons of Anarchy, 7 episodes, they killed like 150 people.
Great ending to a
That shit
show.
was crazy.
That was a great ending to a
But
show.
it don't compare to Breaking Bad.
I will watch.
It does not compare.
But I will watch Breaking
You
Bad,
heard it here first.
and it
Bro.
will not be better than Game of Thrones. But I will watch
It's
it.
a good point to segue.
Yeah.
Now, before I touch on the next topic, the trailer looks fire.
Which
The
one?
Jesse Pinkman thing.
Man.
And I'm like, oh man, because I forgot
man.
in my
I'm
head.
looking, I'm
I
like,
forgot that, like, nothing really happened to him.
he just stayed in sick.
Yeah.
He just like that shit went down.
I know.
And then you just see him somewhere else like, whew.
I completely
Like, I
forgot
skipped
about it.
I'm looking and I'm seeing this shit. And it took me a second and I'm like,
He's alive.
that's fucking Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
he looked different. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's fucking Skinny Pete. And he's like, oh, I won't tell you where Jesse is. Or
Right.
some shit like that. Oh man. But
All
you
the
know-
things they did to him to make him cook.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. Oh man. But you know, Skinny Pete probably gonna tell anyway.
Yeah.
No, was he the one? Or was it Badger? One of them was kind of soft. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forget. I haven't seen the show in so long.
I'm watching that shit again, man.
Damn. Yeah, the VMAs happened last night. I usually don't even watch this stuff, but I did watch it last night with my girl. And Missy Elliott had won like some version of a Lifetime Achievement Award, which
Shout
was
out to her.
dope. She came out, did a great performance. The original girl, the original small white girl, the little kid
That was dancing.
she came back and
Get
danced.
the fuck
Oh,
out
yeah,
of here.
yeah.
Yeah, and she was killing it.
Wow.
And at the end of the show, they had this performance. It was crazy. It was by Naughty by Nature, Redman, Fetty Wap, Queen Latifah, Ice-T. And at first I'm like, how are all these people gonna do a performance? But the
That's
way they
all
pulled
Jersey,
it off,
huh? Naughty
Yeah,
I was about to say, besides
Redman.
Ice-T.
The whole thing was Jersey. It was about Jersey. It was in
What?
Jersey.
Is Ice-T from Jersey?
He was
I
born
think,
there.
yeah, he was.
He was born there.
Yup.
Oh.
And he went
I always
to-
thought he was West
That's
Coast.
right. He told that on Combat Jack. That's the first episode of Combat Jack show I ever heard.
Wow.
The 3-hour Ice-T episode where he talked about New York and going from near to here. His story is amazing.
He was in the army or something like that.
He might have been kicked out. I don't know. What I do know about these podcasts, what I realize is it'd be the ones that you don't know about, that you never expect, that be the best fucking
Right.
shows. And Ice-T is one of them, bro. His
Yeah.
shit was, man, his history in rap and music goes back.
I like Ice-T. He's a good
Yeah.
follow on Twitter.
Yeah, and he's from Jersey. So
He's a great follow on
Really?
Twitter, Ice-T.
He just seems like he's just like a cool dude, man.
He's a great follow on Twitter.
And he's just true definition of an OG, like someone with a lot of life experience.
Super OG.
Yeah, so, and the way that they did the graphics on it, though, it was like next level. I feel it's like where television's going. It was almost like, do you remember we did an episode and Gary Vaynerchuk was kind of explaining in a clip of how things are going to be like automated? So it's like Snapchat filters and things that we use on social media will somehow be imposed into real life.
Like AI?
Yeah, like
Okay.
AI. So it was like they were using a lot of AI, and they were like throwing it into the show. So when you were watching, there would be special effects on the stage, and then also things that would look like they're from a Marvel movie, that would like be like on the
I gotta watch
screen
this.
happening. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, this is where the future is going.
That's kind of crazy.
And that like once I saw that, I was like, damn, I'm about to leave this shit on. I'll just watch it.
Mhm.
And it was next level.
I gotta watch that.
I thought
Yeah,
I thought
check
it
that
was
out.
it was kind of leveling up and like breaking ground for like where things are gonna go. I feel like graphically.
Man, when you said that, I thought about when Elon Musk told Joe Rogan that, about transferring consciousness onto a mechanism.
Neuralink?
man.
And how he said, yo, yeah, we're closer than you think.
Neuralink, that's his fucking thing.
What the hell is Neuralink? I don't know.
That's Elon Musk's company. They about to fucking put chips in your brain, bro.
He's basically saying that we don't have the like our processors are like a computer.
Yeah.
Comparing us to processors can't handle all the data, can't handle all this. But if they put something in there, you would be able
Yeah.
to do it. And what you're saying is completely the next level of actually transferring and like downloading someone's
Elon Musk
existence,
is
their
the
memories,
dog.
their
Look
consciousness,
into Neuralink.
and putting it onto like a hard drive. That creeps me out. And Alex Jones,
If
remember what I was
somebody
saying
takes
about
your
in the
chip
first
from you.
episode when I was talking about Jeffrey Epstein and all that stuff, and he was kind of saying some like crazy, bizarre Alex Jones shit, but for whatever reason it connected the dots for me.
It made sense.
Like between what Elon Musk talks about and what all these people talk about, he was like the elitists. They want to like live forever and find this technology that's gonna be able to make them live forever, and they'll have super brains and they'll be humanoids and they won't be genders and and you could switch and this and all of a sudden all the crazy shit that he's been spewing for like the past 10 years, and I'm just like when you start to tune him out, he gets a little too much. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this shit kind of makes sense with what Elon Musk is saying and shit.
You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen in the future. Like, but that shit like that to me seems like it's. I mean, we can't even cure cancer.
But even on
Maybe
ancient-
they can.
Yes, I believe that.
Maybe they can, and it's not out in the public like that. But
You think we have the cure for cancer?
I don't think that there's. I think that the cure is very simple. I think that the cure is in your own body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that there needs to be a cure that. I don't think a cure needs to be created. I think that a cure or a reversal of what happens when you have cancer is already basically here. Like they've basically taken, I don't know, stem cells, or they've taken a person's own stem and blood or whatever and put it into the cancer cells, and then it reversed people's cancers in past.
That's crazy.
I saw something like that on Vice, or HBO, something called Killing Cancer. Just Vice, or Google that. They take like viruses and they inject the virus into the tumor,
That's crazy.
and it kills the tumor.
And
But
then
the people get really sick. Like their fucking temperature goes to like 104. Like people, they're on the brink of dying.
Right.
And then once it comes back, people heal.
I want to piggyback off of that because another thing that Alex Jones had mentioned in that segment was, oh, they want to take the DNA from sharks because they can't get cancer. So they want to live forever. They want to be able to download their consciousness into different updated bodies. And I was just like, even though he was talking crazy talk, I was like, wow.
I gotta be honest. I'm fucking down for that. I'm down for that.
Meant to be living forever.
Well, that aspect.
I think that is part of life, man. Can you think it would be bugged out like people?
That aspect, I understand, but I'm talking about like curing cancers and curing
Cure
disease.
for cancer, obviously, sign me up.
Yeah, but even like having like, imagine you could have like a fucking computer in your head that you could just be like, right now, like I'm not doing shit. I'm just having, like I'm just chilling. I'm turning my computer off, and I'm just regular Frank. But it's just crazy. But I just click a button that's on my hip or something, and all of a sudden I got my computer turns on, and I got fucking Google right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Going Cast.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
I hear
type
you.
of shit is gonna be going down. I might be down for that. Elon, if you see this,
I was watching
Neuralinking.
Ancient Aliens with actually Bronson, and they were talking about something, and Alchemist had said something, or I don't know, the show
Great
itself,
show.
The show itself had said it like basically the same type of thought process and concept. Like you could download into different, and reincarnation is just that. Like
that's an interesting
only
thought.
reincarnation is like certain people have flashbacks from old things because it got fucked up. Like there's glitch in the Matrix because they're supposed to wipe the hard drive and a new thing's supposed to happen or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, the way they were explaining it, I was like, yo, this is kind of bugged out, but I kind of get what they mean.
So imagine the first time someone introduced the camera into society. Imagine never in your entire life imagining that you could capture yourself or something.
You don't even. That's not even a thought
It's
in
not
your
even
head.
a thought. And
Yeah.
then somebody says, look at this. And it's like you trapped them. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine that.
Fairly recently.
Imagine
120 years, probably.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, just bring in television.
Pictures of Abe Lincoln and now bitches doing selfies. With
Yeah.
candles on.
We
Yeah.
have pictures, but check this out. We're gonna go far beyond that.
Well,
We're
you should
gonna-
take
we're gonna
like
call
an
it video.
hour to take a picture. Like damn, I'm sitting here for mad long. Take a picture right now. It used to be mad long. But yeah, that's crazy to think.
Yeah, imagine that. It must have sounded
Technology,
just as
man,
crazy as this.
is like, it's technology's crazy. I think it's fucking awesome, honestly.
I think so too. I just think it's just a lot of gray area involved.
Oh, when it comes to like government getting
No,
involved.
just whether it's a positive or a negative and how people choose to use it.
What when you have people like Elon Musk, who I like.
All right, even though you could have a super brain, would you? I don't know. I guess like you would want one to sign up for one, but would you?
I think I would.
Yeah, I count the shit out of them cars in the casino.
I don't know. For me, it feels like
bankrupt the shit out of the casinos. What?
You think it taints
like
human
where's
nature?
the pride
You
of
think it taints
being able to memorize something? Maybe I say that because like I get joy out of especially because I've made such a habit and living off of building my skill of being able to just memorize verses on the spot, and people are like, oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be average as fuck.